All right, well, cool. Well, welcome in. Obviously, Kyle, we've been wanting to do this for a while in terms of just a podcast for our business and have guests on and underneath that make the turn name, so to speak, where, just conversation. Everyone has a turning point in their career, whether you're making the turn to start your own business, leaving your 9 to 5 like we did, or someone, growing a business. There's always kind of that turning point. So want to just keep it organic, keep it fresh, and talk with people just in a very conversational way about growing a business, and especially for people out there who might be thinking about starting a business, hope to provide some intel for them.
Right. It fits on a multitude of levels. And obviously, for us, it's the 5-year anniversary of the LLC filing. It's
Yep.
brand new website, maketheturn.com, maketheturn.com. No, we're not going to just sit here and sell you, but
Do a live read for it. Yeah.
yeah, right. No, it does make sense. And, I say this all the time that all the skills that I learned and developed in my 20s, I think I use every single day across, various platforms that we have within our business. This is just another skill set that, like, why wouldn't we put a microphone in front of ourselves and have casual conversations about what we did, why we transitioned to this, and where we're going and what we hope to do.
And you're obviously much further away from your 20s than me, for sure.
Right.
But
right. I'm almost to my 40s.
Crazy. but no, and look, we have so many great clients, we have so many great guests, such a network of awesome people. I think that'll be fun to have on, whether it is business owners, whether it's business leaders, whether it's, as we've mentioned, athletes a lot of athletes have made the turn, so to speak, from a playing career to business. And I think that's going to be fascinating to have on too. So looking forward to it. Yeah, and crazy. It's been 5 years already. I think we can get into a little bit here about, how much we've learned and the triumphs and the challenges of owning a business. But it's been a fun 5 years. There's no doubt.
I think there's a lot that's gone on too over the years where, I think in the past you would get, like, I'll use Chef Johnny as an example. He's somebody who spent many years in the automotive field, and hey, I want something else to do, and he dove into a passion of his, and he has these incredible restaurants that he runs, and there's always something next coming with him. Like, that's amazing, that's perfect, and he truly did make the turn. I think locally, the mortgage industry is such a huge part of Metro Detroit. I mean, it's monstrous, but you get a lot of people that go and work in the mortgage industry in their 20s, maybe early 30s, and then they go, God, there's that level of burnout, and maybe they want to do something else, and they go and they try to build their own brokerage or their own company, or they just go to a totally different industry. And I think young people now too, there's a lot of people that are starting up just a little side hustle, the 5 to 9 on top of the 9 to 5 type of thing. And it's resulting in a lot of really unique ideas, and maybe you only see it as like a supplement potentially to what you're doing, but there's a lot of passionate people with ideas that are starting up, and there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just, hey, start a business and you're going to be rolling in all this cash.
No, and there's a lot that goes into it, and I think that's right there is the single best way to start a business, right? I think have your 9 to 5, have your job, have your income, but your 5 to 9, work on a side hustle, work on a passion, and grow that to where it gets to a point, much like we did, where you're doing good volume, you're doing good revenue, and now your side hustle allows you to leave your job and just dive into it full time and start a business. There's a lot of tools and a lot of it's just a great time, I think, in the history of this country and this world to have access to start a business.
Well, I think it reignites, some work ethic and passion too. Like, you get to a point, I think, with any job in any industry, no matter what it was, there's just a level of frustration. And I think complacency that can, set in. So if that's what you're experiencing during the day, 5 days a week, but then, at night, maybe you're starting to build something, and you're starting to put together a business plan and figure out what you want to do with a true passion, it can kind of get your gears working again and go, man, this is cool. This could be something. And to your point, it's got to get to a point where it makes sense, for you to ultimately, leave that full-time gig and everything that goes with it. But gosh, it's easy to dive into something and execute something related to your business or make a decision on something when you're passionate about it and you're really just all in and invested.
And I'm always so fascinated with picking people's brains about their business or how they started or what, again, like we're going to talk about on this, program that we keep doing. But it's that concept of the turning point in your career, that make the turn type moment. And again, I think some people it is, hey, this is how I made the turn from my 9 to 5 and started my company, or hey, this is how I took my company to the next level because we started totally changing things up and did it this way. Like that's the stuff that really fascinates me. But also, you and I joke about it all the time in terms of the transfer of headaches, right? Everyone wants to be their own boss. And of course, I'd still much prefer to have it this way where, you're your own boss and instead of an employee. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but, everyone talks about, I can control my own schedule. I'm my own boss, whatever. And yes, it's great, but there still for sure is a transfer of focus points and a transfer of headaches where when you're an employee, you're thinking about what? You're thinking about a raise, a bonus, keeping your job, whatever, making your boss happy, etc. When you're running a company, you're thinking about totally different set of things: healthcare, payroll, benefits, employee motivation, culture, all of that. So it definitely is a transfer of headaches, and it's not a 9 to 5. It's just not.
No, it's not. I mean, there's this, I think, impression out there that, if you own a company and, you're just collecting all the profits and, taking advantage of it. Like, no, that's not how it works at all. Honestly, we've talked about this even recently. A lot of your value as a business owner is actually in the business. It's not you going and buying Lamborghinis and, buying all this, luxurious stuff. Yep. Your value is in growing your business and adding to the team and making those important decisions that you were talking about what are we going to do next? What should we really hone in on? How are we going to scale and grow? Those are the biggest decisions that you have to make. And those are the ones that you're going to rack your brain over in the middle of the night going, well, I'm 100% committed to this. I feel good about it. I don't know if it's really going to work.
Yeah.
And you'll find out pretty quick, whether or not it works or not. Those are the things that you're thinking about and you're trying to just understand, okay, this is good. This isn't good. Let's move the chess piece here and see what happens.
Well, and I'll just be honest, I'm not a 9 to 5 person. I'm just not, and that's been
every day's the same for you.
Yeah.
Every day's Groundhog's Day.
Right. It's I have a hard time checking out. I just do. And the way I just kind of describe it to people though too is like, look, I'm very fortunate, like love my life. Everything's awesome. But when your entire livelihood depends on the success or the fail of your business, it's different, right? Like I can't just check out. I'm not just a 9 to 5. Like I'm always thinking about stuff and it's just important to, I'm not saying to take phone calls at midnight or to be at dinner and step away and take. That stuff happens. I just, I have a tough time checking out in general. Because I love what we do and I don't mind, even if I'm on a vacation or something, I don't mind firing up my MacBook by the pool at 8 or 9 a.m. and just replying to some emails. Like I enjoy that.
The only time, and I think you can answer this, I don't know if anyone else in the world could potentially answer this question except for you. When is the only time that you and I truly checked out and truly had to put like our email response on, if there is an emergency, please contact X?
I never do the auto reply, right? The Masters, obviously.
Right.
Yep.
We went to the Masters, no cell phone, can't have email, can't have a random text to answer a question, whatever. We were truly in the dark, for like 10 hours or whatever.
Because when I went to the Masters last year, you're talking about when we went 2 years ago.
Right.
I had a chance to go last year too with one of our great mentors and clients, David Hall, and we'll have him on, I'm sure, at some point. And D Hall is, always locked in, always on top of it, etc. So it was awesome to be with him as well during the Masters, where he didn't have his phone. We were just walking around Augusta, and we were all checked out and talking and whatnot because he's always on top of it too. So that was funny to be with him for that, especially on a Monday. We were at Monday practice round. Like Monday is one of the busiest days of the week, obviously. So to not have your phone and be checked out, it's a little nerve wracking, but nothing. No fires happened.